What is happening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I hope y'all are having another fantastic day, and we are just 3 days away from the release of Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. 2 days away from when I'm going to get to see it. I could not be more stoked. We got some reviews that dropped last night. I haven't got to watch any of them yet because I wanted to do this video first. I didn't want anything to kind of sway my opinion because this video is going to be my top 10 speculation who I think the most likely cameos we're going to get in Doctor Strange 2, and I'm not including the ones that we already know are confirmed. We'll cover those at the very end of the video just so that they're included. These are the top 10 that I'm just guessing. I have nothing to go off of this, so let's hop into it. Number 10 for me is Venom, or a symbiote, the Venom symbiote. My reason for this is because we did see a piece of the symbiote get left at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, so I think it's a really good chance that maybe we see a reference to a symbiote or Venom. I don't know if it would necessarily be the Venom from the Venom movies, or what it would be, but I think it's kind of possible that we would get an appearance of Venom or just a symbiote. Maybe Carnage, but I think that's a lot less likely. But just some kind of reference to a symbiote, an appearance of one, maybe something that will tie into another character that I think that is even more likely that we're going to get. But yeah, for that reason, because of the stuff that we got in No Way Home, and then just because it kind of makes sense, I could see it happening, seems pretty plausible. Venom is my number 10 who I think would come. Number 9 is Loki. And this, I think, if you've seen the Loki series, this is going to really make sense to you because there was a lot in there at the end of the series with time and the multiverse and all these different things. And the way that the series kind of ends off, it makes it, to me, seem like very possible that we could just see Tom Hiddleston's Loki pop up for a cameo, or in some kind of a universe Doctor Strange could run into him, and we could see him popping in here for a little bit. We've seen several Loki variants in the Loki series, so maybe it would be a variant of him. But I could, if they put him in here in this movie, it would make a lot of sense to me. So for that reason, I put Loki at number 9. Number 8 is Captain America, or specifically Steve Rogers' Captain America. And the reason why I think that we could see this is because of the end of Endgame, where that he is taking the stones back. It could be that maybe during this we see actually him dropping off some of the stones or something, or, because we know that he is doing time travel and all these different things. So I think it's possible that maybe we see Steve Rogers pop up in here, maybe an alternate version of Steve Rogers. And then, because we also have another confirmed character that we'll get to at the end, I could see it. I see it working. I see it being a thing. Maybe it would be Old Man Steve, but honestly, I think it would probably be just Steve Rogers, how we know him. So for that reason, he's my number 8 pick. Number 7, Iron Man. Iron Man is my number 7. I really think this would be a good one, and I'll also throw in here that maybe it could be an alternate version of Iron Man. I know there was some speculation on maybe we'd see Tom Cruise come in as an alternate version of Iron Man, since at one point he was the person that they were looking at the most to play Iron Man for the first Iron Man movie before they actually went with Robert Downey Jr. So maybe that could be, I think that would be really cool. But I honestly do think that we're going to see some version of Iron Man, also because he is a key character in the Marvel Comics as being a part of the Illuminati. And we already know that the Illuminati is playing a role in this movie. So I think it's very, very possible that we could see a version of Iron Man in here, so that's why he's my number 7. Number 6 is another member of the Illuminati, Namor. Namor the Submarine. So I've already said why I think he would be another one is because he is a member of the Illuminati. He's very influential member, although a lot of people don't really think of him or know him very well. But then there have also been the speculations that maybe he will play a role, maybe even the villain of Black Panther 2. That has not been confirmed, but it has been highly speculated and been highly rumored. And if they were going to do that, what better way to introduce the character to everybody than to put him in here and already kind of put him at a friction point, at almost a villainous type of role in the Illuminati in this movie. So that's why I think that Namor could pop up. Number 5 for me is another member of the Illuminati, Black Bolt. Now, we did have the Inhumans series, so it's possible that maybe it could even be the actor from the Inhuman series, but I think they would probably go a different route. I think they would probably go, maybe they would, but I think they would probably just do something where they could use someone for movies, whether that was the same actor that played in the series or it was somebody different. But because he is, again, another high tier, there have been many members of the Illuminati, but the higher tier, the core units, Black Bolt has been one of them. We talked about Iron Man, Namor. Black Bolt is another key member of the Illuminati. So that's why I think it's very possible that we see Black Bolt appear in this movie and show up. So that is why I put him at my number 5 spot. And then number 4 is, yeah, you guessed it, another member of the Illuminati, Mr. Fantastic. So because he is a member of the Illuminati, but also because we did get that in the trailer, there's that quick shot, and there's a shadowy figure there. A lot of people think that it is Mr. Fantastic. I kind of agree with them. It really, really looks like it could be him. I don't know if this would be the Mr. Fantastic from any of the movies that we've seen. It is the multiverse, so that is possible, but more than likely I think this would be someone that they would have cast for future movies. Number 3, not a member of the Illuminati, but it is Wolverine. Yes. I think this would be a really, really good opportunity for them to start introducing the X-Men, start introducing us to mutants. So what better than to kick that off with than the most famous of the mutants, the fan favorite, Wolverine. Now, maybe it would end up being Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I don't know. I think that would be really cool if they did decide to do that, but I also think it would be really cool if they had someone new in there. Obviously, if you really want the fan scream and you want the fan adulation, you're gonna put Hugh Jackman in here, and I would be hoping for that. I would love to see that. So maybe we'll get that. Maybe we'll get another actor who is playing the character of Wolverine. Either way, I would love to see this character, and I think it's very likely that we will. I'll be shocked if we don't. Number 2 is the Watcher. Now, because they said that What If was so relevant and important as far as going into Doctor Strange 2, the things that they said to make sure you're caught up on before you go into Doctor Strange 2 was, of course, the first Doctor Strange, What If, WandaVision, and I think that was pretty much it. But including What If in there makes me think the way that the series ends and all of that, and with the Watcher being the key character in that series, it makes me think that maybe at some point that Doctor Strange is going to have a conversation with the Watcher, or a Watcher. More than likely it would be the Watcher that we know, but I think it's a very high possibility. And my number 1, the one I think most likely to show up in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness that is not confirmed, is Spider-Man. And my reasons for that is because we saw him, obviously Doctor Strange was in the most recent Spider-Man, No Way Home. There are so many different versions of Spider-Man that they could pull from. And so that makes it even more likely, because maybe it's not Spider-Man, maybe it's going to be different Spider-Men. Maybe we see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man show up in this, which would have been very easy for them to do since they were already had them there for No Way Home. Maybe they said, hey, on this day we're going to have you shoot these scenes for No Way Home, and then we're going to have you come over here for an hour or two, and we're going to have you shoot these cameo scenes for Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. So they could have done that very easily. But maybe it's Tobey Maguire, maybe it's Andrew Garfield, maybe it's Tom Holland, or maybe it's going to be an introduction of Miles Morales. I don't really know who it would be, but I would be extremely shocked if we did not get a version of Spider-Man in this movie, especially just the way the crowds and everybody reacted and loved seeing these new Spider-Men in No Way Home. Of course, Professor X is a confirmed character, so we know that he is definitely going to be in this movie. We've seen him in the trailers, we've heard his voice, we've seen the little snippets of the wheelchair. Peggy Carter, we've seen the Captain Carter shield, so we know that she's going to be in there. Again, a nod back to the what if, and that also that's another reason why I think maybe we would see Steve Rogers. We know we're going to get versions of Captain Marvel, different versions of Captain Marvel, so we know she is going to make appearances, or different versions of her are going to make appearances in this movie. But anyway, guys, that is my quick video and my thoughts on the top 10 most likely cameo characters that have not been confirmed, or my top 10 wish list of who I want to see in this. And obviously I went from least likely at number 10 to who I think most likely it would be and who I would most want it to be at number 1. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think these picks make sense? And then also make sure to let me know who your top 10 cameos that you would want to see for this movie, who would those be if you were making a top 10 list? I would really like to know. Were there any that I missed? Do you agree with my list? Do you think these make sense? Would you guys be happy if you saw all of these characters show up? And of course, in my review, I will go over this and we'll see how many I got right, so I'm really looking forward to that. But anyways, guys, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for being so supportive. Until next time.